In the early 16th century, the world was still a place of myth and mystery. Maps were filled with sea monsters, and the known world ended in a terrifying abyss of water and fire. To sail west into the unknown was not just ambitious, it was considered suicide. But in 1519, one man, a Portuguese navigator in the service of Spain, Ferdinand Magellan, set out to do the impossible. His goal was to find a westward passage to the fabled Spice Islands. What he achieved was something infinitely greater. This is the story of the most audacious, brutal, and world-changing voyage in human history. It is a tale of mutiny, starvation, and unimaginable perseverance that proved our planet was a sphere, connected its oceans, and in doing so, laid the foundation for the globalized world we live in today. This wasn't just a voyage. It was the moment humanity physically embraced the entire planet. To understand why this suicidal mission was funded, you have to understand one thing: spice. In the 16th century, spices like cloves and nutmeg were worth more than gold. They were the key to wealth, power, and prestige. But the world was divided. The 1494 Treaty of Tordesillas had drawn a line down the globe, giving the eastern routes to Portugal and the western routes to Spain. Portugal controlled the lucrative path around Africa to the Spice Islands. For Spain, the only hope was to sail west into the unknown and find a passage through the massive, uncharted landmass that Columbus had stumbled upon. They needed a strait, a puzzle that would lead them to the great ocean beyond. They needed a man with enough skill and enough reckless ambition to find it. That man was Ferdinand Magellan. On September 20th, 1519, 5 ships, the Trinidad, San Antonio, Concepcion, Victoria, and Santiago, set sail from Spain. Magellan, a Portuguese captain leading a Spanish crew, was distrusted from the start. As they sailed south along the coast of South America, the weather grew colder, the rations thinner, and the hope of finding the strait dimmer. Fear turned to conspiracy. The Spanish captains, believing Magellan was leading them to their doom, launched a mutiny. In the desolate bay of San Julián, Magellan faced a choice: lose control or be utterly ruthless. He chose ruthlessness. In a swift and brutal counterattack, he regained control of his fleet. One mutinous captain was killed, another was beheaded and quartered, and 2 others were marooned, left to die at the edge of the world. The message was clear. Magellan's will was absolute. There was no turning back. After losing 1 ship to a storm, the remaining fleet pressed on. For weeks, they navigated a treacherous maze of icy fjords and dead ends. Then, in October 1520, they found it, a winding, storm-battered channel that cut through the continent. The 38-day passage through what is now called the Strait of Magellan was hell on earth. Violent, unpredictable winds threatened to smash the ships against the rocks. During this chaos, the largest ship, the San Antonio, deserted, taking with it the majority of the fleet's provisions and sailing back to Spain. But on November 28th, 1520, Magellan's 3 remaining ships emerged from the tempest into a vast, calm, and seemingly endless body of water. So peaceful did it seem after the fury of the strait, Magellan named it Mar Pacifico, the peaceful sea. He had no idea of the new horror that awaited him.
Magellan believed the Spice Islands were just a few weeks away. He was catastrophically wrong. The Pacific Ocean was vastly larger than any European had ever conceived. For 99 days, they sailed without sight of land. The voyage descended into a nightmare. Food ran out. They ate biscuits infested with rat droppings. They chewed on leather softened with seawater. They hunted and ate the rats on the ships. The water turned putrid. Scurvy, the horrifying disease of vitamin C deficiency, ravaged the crew. Their gums swelled, their teeth fell out, and their bodies were covered in sores. Men died in agony. Their bodies dropped into the endless blue expanse. It was a silent, slow-motion disaster.
After unimaginable suffering, they finally reached land in what is today the Philippines. But Magellan's ambition would be his undoing. Eager to claim the islands for Spain and convert the locals to Christianity, he became embroiled in a local conflict. On April 27, 1521, on the island of Mactan, Magellan led a small force against the chieftain Lapu-Lapu. Overconfident and underestimating his enemy, Magellan was overwhelmed. Wounded by a poisoned arrow and spears, he fell and died in the surf. The man who had dreamed of circling the globe would not live to complete his journey.
The survivors, their numbers decimated, fled. They burned one more ship, the Concepcion, and finally reached the Spice Islands. But the journey home was still fraught with peril. The Trinidad tried to sail back across the Pacific and was lost. Only one ship, the Victoria, under the command of Juan Sebastian Elcano, continued west. On September 6, 1522, nearly 3 years after they had departed, the Victoria limped into a Spanish port. It was a ghost ship. Of the 270 men who had set out, only 18 returned. But they brought with them a truth that would change the world forever. They had sailed west and returned from the east. The earth was a sphere. They had charted the true, vast scale of our planet, connecting its oceans into a single, navigable system. This single, brutal voyage shattered ancient geography, ignited a new era of global empire and trade, and stands as the ultimate testament to human ambition and endurance. It was the moment our world became one world.